Okay, I guess we are live.
Awesome. I see it looks like 122 attendees. That's amazing. Thanks for everyone who's here. I guess we will go ahead and get started. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Anne-Marie Mills. I'm the Director of HR at Algorithmia, and with me is Taylor Rack, one of our senior engineers on the team. Thanks so much for joining us. So we'll kind of go ahead and get started. Who we are, so a little bit about us. Our mission is to free developers and data scientists to deliver on the intelligent applications they were meant to do. And we're doing that through helping organizations achieve their potential through the use of artificial intelligence and machine learning. We have 5 values. I'm not going to read through all of them, but I can tell you guys what these mean to us is it makes our team really fun to work with. We're always learning from each other. We're taking risks together. We are being very thankful for our customers because as a small startup, without them, there's no way we'd be here, and it's been really important to us. Our team, so most of you are probably most interested in our engineering team. We have 5 groups within our engineering department. Infrastructure and operations focuses on deployments to our customers, so that could be helping with new instances for a new customer, or helping with upgrades and releases for existing customers, or troubleshooting any issues that may come up as well. We have product services, and they really focus on kind of the new features that we're developing or new products that are coming out to launch, while core services works on making the core of our product better, keeping those new features integrated and making everything run very smoothly. We have a small front-end team, makes everything look beautiful for our users and makes that experience a seamless one for them. And then we have a customer engagement team, which is includes our customer success managers, as well as some professional services for our customers. And then we have a product team, sales and marketing. We have our office of the CTO, which is where our applied machine learning engineers sit. And they are the R&D, the leading edge of our leading edge company. And they have a lot of fun kind of keeping up to date with the market, what's happening. And they are working alongside our customers and our data scientists within our customers. And then I sit within business operations, and we also have a one-man show in our legal department. Some of the perks of working at Algorithmia, we have actually been remote basically since the beginning of our company, and that's been 6 years for us. And so we have folks living as far west as Hawaii and as far east as Nova Scotia. We are in both US and Canada, but currently those are the only 2 countries that we are authorized to have work in. We've got pretty good benefits in the healthcare perspective, medical, dental, vision, the basics. Unique to some startups, we actually have a 401k matching program that we started last year. And then we have an annual learning stipend, as well as quarterly fitness and well-being subsidies. When we were in our Seattle office, we had a dog-friendly office. I was a big fan of being able to take my dog in. We had a lot of fun with the dogs that would come in. And then we also do a lot of fun events, annual offsites, remote lunches, and happy hours. Lots of fun times together. I'm gonna advance, and then I realized I couldn't find our in-person team photo this week. I was trying to find it, but I found the fun Zoom one. We actually all made salsa together with some ladies out of Mexico City, which was super fun. And we are a big fan of hot sauces in this group. So this was a fun event for us to actually make our own hot sauce and use various different levels of peppers. It was a lot of fun. All right, I am going to turn it over to Taylor to tell you a little bit more about what we do, unless there were any questions, Taylor.
No, looks good so far.
Oh.
Cool, thanks, Anne-Marie. So we've really built Algorithmia from the ground up to support fast deployment and easy deployment of models for developers and data scientists alike. So in just a few clicks, users can upload a model or connect to a wide range of external data sources where a model resides. They can build and test a REST-based API algorithm using that model, and then they can publish it out for immediate use. So our endpoints and client SDK support that we have for those algorithms make use of our proprietary backend scaling system. And that system automatically provides the scale that our customers need without having to do any kind of preemptive configuration or hints to our platform. So users, especially admins at large organizations, can then easily monitor the usage of the algorithms and manage the cost of the infrastructure that they run on. We've also made model governance and advanced security first-class components of our platform. So we actively support customers with significant security and regulatory requirements, and some that impose pretty severe audit, transparency, and management restrictions for our users, for data, and for cluster activities. Anne-Marie, would you flip slides, please? Cool. So here we've got a diagram that shows where Algorithmia fits into the machine learning operations world. So as you can see, Algorithmia focuses really on deploying, operating, and securing the operation of those models. And we support any kind of data input and training system that a customer uses to create their model. So for example, when a data scientist is using something like Keras on top of TensorFlow, or TensorFlow itself, PyTorch, MXNet, or any one of the other varied training libraries that are in use today, we've got those folks covered. Algorithmia also gives us a data storage backend for models and other files that an algorithm might use to perform inference at runtime. We've also connected to a range of other data systems for access to those files, like S3, Google Cloud Storage, Dropbox, Azure Blobs, just to name a few. So Algorithmia is really the runtime engine that applications are going to interact with to run these models, whether that be through REST API, client library like Python, R, Java, or the numerous others that we support, or through our web UI. Anne-Marie, go ahead and go to the next page. So I'll take just a minute and talk about some of the benefits of using our platform versus building kind of a bespoke, scalable ML platform on your own. So it turns out that 85% of machine learning projects and companies fail to move beyond a proof of concept. And those that do succeed take an average of 18 months just to get to production. So let that sink in. 18 months to run one model in production, one version. With Algorithmia, we're ready to support production operations of machine learning models about 12 times faster than building something from scratch, which is what many companies try to do. So data scientists and developers using our platform never have to think about deploying, scaling, or securing their models. They get this from day one. Folks like IT admins get clear metrics and cost predictability for running their company's ML workloads. Chief security officers and folks interested in security in general get peace of mind knowing that our platform passes the most stringent security audits. So those are ones used by financial institutions, intelligence agencies, government customers, those kinds of things. So in short, we're ready to help any customer succeed in quickly, efficiently, and safely getting their machine learning models into production. Anne-Marie, if you go to the next slide, here are just a few kind of logos from some of our different customers kind of across different types of categories of operation. So into medical R&D, audits, government customers, United Nations. We have a kind of a wide portfolio of folks who use our system really to enable their data scientists and developers to do good work and do it rapidly. So with that, Anne-Marie, I'll pass it back to you.
Yeah, and it looks like we did get a couple questions that came through. So the first one was about applicants, international applicants for remote roles. Unfortunately, unless you actually have work authorization for the United States or Canada, we can't hire anybody out of those countries right now. So unless you have that available to you, we cannot. And then the other question was about pre-sales and solutions engineers. So that role really works closely with our customers that are potentially going to come join us. And so that role is often creating demos. So they're fairly technical. They have to have a pretty good understanding of what it is we do and what our customers are trying to do. So machine learning knowledge is critical, as is coding language and being able to run the platform and use it so that you can share that. I will say most our current pre-sales folks were not fresh graduates. They'd been in the workforce for, I want to say 5 to 7 years at least. So it may not be the right fit for a fresh grad, but by all means, keep us in mind, and maybe in the future we might be able to consider that. But right now, we're still looking for some pretty experienced folks. I'm going to flip back to the chat. Were there any other questions? Oh, here's another one. So international students with work authorization, the OPT, we can consider it, but it's going to be for an exceptional candidate. And so for us, the process of going for an H-1B after those 3 years of work authorization are pretty high risk to us. We'd hate to love your work so much and then have to lose you because of a government decision. So we can consider it, but like I said, we'd want to see some pretty outstanding work, whether in your GitLab portfolio or GitHub portfolio, and in classwork and things of that nature. But we, again, don't hire a lot of fresh grads. We're still pretty small, so we're looking for people with a little bit more experience, but on occasion we might be able to do that, so it just depends. Skills and experience for ML roles. So the applied machine learning engineer role is a really cool, unique role. They work both across engineering and with their customers. So they spend probably 60 to 70% of their time working alongside customers, either on use cases or helping them troubleshoot something. So there's a definite customer aspect to it. We want somebody who really is a data scientist and goes deep with machine learning and understanding what the what our customers are trying to do. And so they are very customer centric in our organization, and it's very critical that they have some experience being in that role, or have done a lot of work. We have a few people, we have a number of applicants who come in with PhDs and trying to figure out if that's a good fit, because it's not a purely research-based role. Next question I see is 2 years of work experience and a master's enough for the deployment role. That's probably the one role where we might be able to make that work. That team has some really amazing senior engineers, and so they have a little bit more capacity to work with folks with a little less work experience. So I would say yes, please consider applying for the deployment role if that's your background. All right, I feel like I've caught up, but let's go check the other one. Any other questions? Taylor, while we're waiting to see if there's any other questions in the last 3 minutes, would you care to indulge people with a brief overview of your background and how you came to Algorithmia?
Sure, of course, Anne-Marie. Yeah, so I have a background in a couple of different areas. I've worked a little bit in e-commerce, I've worked a little bit in finance, but I've spent quite a bit of my career working with back-end engineering systems, so a bit with Java, a little bit with Scala, some other languages. And I had an interest in machine learning and statistics, but had a computer science background as well. And that's what brought me to Algorithmia, is really realizing that, oh, this is technology that can really enable people to do work really fast and really quickly without worrying about, oh, where's my EC2 VM? How do I spin this up? Where do I make this run correctly? How do I deal with problematic scenarios? So it's really fun to kind of come in and say, you know what, these are the types of folks we're enabling to do really great work. So I sit in the kind of the back end side of building our technology and kind of work with a whole bunch of really skilled other colleagues kind of from different walks of life and different areas of engineering to build out our systems.
Thanks, Taylor. That was just enough time for a couple more questions to come through. We had one about a return to work candidate. I'm assuming if that's somebody who's been out of the workforce for a little bit and interested in rejoining. Yeah, if you have pre-sales experience, the sales and solutions engineer role might be a great fit for you. Definitely willing to consider that. I also have another question about visa sponsorship. At this time, we don't offer visa sponsorship for most roles. Again, we're going to only consider that for senior and kind of exceptional candidates. So it's a pretty high bar to reach for us, just because of the cost and the risk associated and possibly it not coming through. Yes, thank you, Taylor. Good to hear about your background. Let's see here. Have I missed any other questions? If you want to pop them in the chat. I don't see any, and I think we're right about at our time limit. So thanks, everybody. It was great to have you here. I hope you learned a little bit about us, and feel free to reach out to either myself or Taylor. Look for our job board or on the career platform if you're still interested in a role and learning more. Thanks so much.
Thanks, everyone.